Okay, I think it's up. Hi, I am James Kennedy, and this is my CIT 360 self-reflective journal report extravaganza thing. In the assignment requirements, it mentions that creativity is a part of the grade. I'm not particularly creative as a person. That's just not one of my strong suits. But I think that what I have here in store for you is reflective of who I am and what I learned and exactly my takeaway from this semester, looking through all of my past journals, that sort of thing. And so I present to you now my journey in this semester, told through the language of the internet. Memes. So when I saw the way that this class was constructed, structured, my initial thoughts looking back were close-minded, angry, not understanding exactly what in the heck was going on. This is basically my thoughts. Why would this college class that I'm paying money for try to just tell me to learn a bunch of topics within a certain time frame? I just did not understand. There are no weekly assignments aside from a discussion board. There's no inbuilt learning material aside from a book. Why does this class feels DIY? Like here, it's like the IKEA furniture of college classes was what my initial. That's what I wrote down actually right here. This class is basically IKEA, confusing, angering, and put it together yourself. And so, as I said, I was not very pleased with this particular situation. This was basically my attitude. I wanted to gain more insights into Java because I had taken, when I was a CS major, I had taken CS 246, and when I was when I transitioned to CIT, I took the prerequisite class to this, and I thought that Java was super interesting, and I wanted to gain more knowledge into it. And besides that, it was a requirement. So I took this class, and I wanted a class that I could just do weekly assignments as I was used to. And this is not the way that the class was, and I really seriously considered. Yeah, here's another thing. I was very mad, and I came to an epiphany that I had a choice. I could drop the class, or I could try and get something out of it and make that experience meaningful. And then I came to an epiphany. The epiphany being that the class itself was using Java as its subject matter for sure. It was a Java class. It is a Java class, but the class is not necessarily about Java. It's about time management, using Java as a delivery medium and subject matter to facilitate this time management lesson. I think that because I think that this is because in a corporate environment, which is what a lot of IT majors end up in, an overarching schedule with far off due dates and nebulous tasks is what that world revolves around. It doesn't have, all right, and then this week you'll be doing this, and then this week you'll be doing this. It's more nebulous than that. And this class, I think, attempts to emulate that in an attempt to get its students to adapt to this lifestyle and also thrive within this framework. And so after making this realization, I realized that I'm sorry, there's something caught in my throat. I had to either realign my attitude or drop the class and take it later, potentially. So I chose the latter. I chose to try and get out of this class what it was trying to teach me. And so I worked for a couple of weeks in a disorganized, non-productive way. In short, I was basically floundering, trying to get everything done at once. And this was actually it went this way almost to week 7, and I only had a couple of things done. If you'll recall, my familiarity reviews were extremely sparse this semester, and so realizing that I had to either like get up or get out, I chose to get up, and I chose to schedule my work like an adult, like I would have to in the corporate world, because I am attempting right now to get a job in that world. So I need to still get this to work in my brain. And so and at this point, I realized that I had never actually done this before, that scheduling my own work and working according to a schedule that I set is something that I had not done before, except a little bit on my mission, but that was mostly dictated by outside forces for me. And so I attempted to try and apply that experience here. And I realized a major problem, that I was extremely inept. And I had a goal. I established a goal of getting all of the familiarity stuff done by week 10 so that I could work on a project and turn that project in for more credit. And I failed completely. I did not get that done. And I think that this is because the concept of self-regulated workflow was so new to me. And it still is, and I'm still really bad at it. But I think that I'm better than I was. And I have this class to thank for that. I would not have realized what I have realized this semester and made the changes that I have in how I approach workflow if I had not taken this class. And I guess this is what I'm grateful for, is that I'm grateful that this class taught me something about myself. It showed me one of my biggest weaknesses, and I'm trying to turn that into a strength and learn Java along the way for sure. This has been my presentation. I hope that you find it acceptable. I guess my weaknesses are that I'm not very articulate. I'm not particularly creative. I presented to you with memes, and I really hope that my message got across in a way that was understandable. But yeah, thank you for this class. I learned a lot about Java, but more importantly, I learned that I need to regulate my schedule myself, and that I need to get better at scheduling and sticking to that schedule. Yeah, and with that, have a good semester break.